the 1 metre butterfly final. And that's Tom Dawes from Great Britain. He's been showing sparkling form coming into today, and he goes in lane 1. And the scene is set. Will we be witnessing history here today? Let's find out. And he's exploded out of the blocks there. Incredible speed, gliding through the water with absolute ease. He's had his one in. Look at that, world record. Absolutely sensational stuff. Tom Dawes from Great Britain, your champion.
Welcome to More Life. I'm Jody Dean. This show is about good people doing great things during the coronavirus pandemic and remembering stories from our past that might guide us to the future. First, let me congratulate Tom Dawes of London, England for his terrific effort in the 1 meter swimming championships. You can find Tom's other exploits, including his thrilling canoeing performance, on his Instagram account @CandymanLondon. Lots of great stuff in this episode, beginning with the ending. I hope you'll stick around to the very end. Plus, we'll talk about the resiliency of Texans with a man who's probably talked to more Texans than anyone alive. To start, though, this quote from Henry David Thoreau: "Drive a nail home and clinch it so faithfully that you can wake in the middle of the night and think of your work with satisfaction."
It's the largest medical laundry facility in the state and the 5th largest in the U.S.
We wash it. We dry it, we fold it, we count it, we weigh it.
Alan Bond says his workers clean 1 million scrubs, gowns, masks, blankets, and sheets a week. Then they are sent back to healthcare workers on the front lines in the battle against COVID-19.
The disposable market's been ravaged by demand, unprecedented demand, so now the hospitals are looking for reusables to supplement their disposables, and that's what we're doing.
300 workers here wear protective gear to further reduce the remote risk managers say of being infected from the soiled uniforms and linens. Everything that comes in is placed on a ramp and carried untouched into laundry machines.
We use a number of detergents.
6 hours after the used medical uniforms and linens come in here, they are considered hygienically clean and sent back to nearly 500 area hospitals and clinics.
Scrubs have increased by about 40%. And our isolation gowns have increased 40 to 50%.
Which makes this operation so vital during a time when PPE is in short supply. In Grand Prairie, J.D. Miles, CBS 11 News.
Speaking of jobs, no less than former Dallas Cowboy and NFL Hall of Famer EMMITT Smith is inviting both employers and those hit by layoffs to say yes to Dallas.
I've been a member of the Dallas Chamber of Commerce for a number of years now, and our leader John and Dale Petrosky all have come up with this concept of trying to help our citizens here who may be unemployed, who may have lost their job due to COVID-19, just to be a resource.
That resource is SAYYESTODALLAS.com. It's a virtual space created by the Dallas Regional Chapter to find jobs and even help those who need it apply for unemployment.
It may be something to get you over until the marketplace come back.
What kind of words of encouragement do you give folks right now?
Get in the game right now and let's move forward.
I'm Ken Molestina, CBS 11 News.
While we're on the subject of Dallas, you know, it's never really fall to me until I can get to the great state fair of Texas. For years, I've celebrated opening day by getting there as soon as the gates open for that very first Fletcher's Corny dog of the season. And as Amber Fletcher notes, I'm not the only one who craves them.
FLETCHER'S was contacted by the Dallas Police Department in the Northeast Division wanting to have FLETCHER'S come cater lunch for the officers.
You know, Fletcher's Corny dogs have been part of the state fair since 1942. But this wasn't just a morale boost for the police department, it was a gift.
It wasn't until we got to the event that day that we discovered it was all because of an anonymous donor.
With their big, beautiful Fletcher's food truck, it turns out Amber can bring the Fletcher's goodness anywhere.
Communities, neighborhoods, hospitals. So if you go to our website at FLETCHER'sCornyDogs.com, you can reach out to us.
And since the word is getting around, you can say the demand has grown.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Hey, if you're going to be stuck at home, why not be stuck at home with a Fletcher's Corny dog? Radio DJs are among the best people to talk to anywhere in order to find out what's going on in any town, which is why I called my friend Jeff Miles at 98.7 K-Love.
We just did a story this morning about the prom queen in Highland Park High School who is special needs, and her name's Emily, and she just won prom queen. You know, they're not having a prom this year. In fact, that all the kids got together and it was a unanimous decision. And they all voted that Emily should be prom queen this year, 2020. And that's one of the things that I know that they're missing on right now. You keep hearing all the stories about restaurants doing great things. Kyle Noonan, he is from The Rustic. What they're doing is a 1-for-1 program right now where they're asking people to call in and buy a meal for a healthcare worker, and then they're donating a meal also. I know you know the guys from Smoky John's. They've teamed up with Parkland, and they're offering 50% off all the meals for all the Parkland employees right now. And then they're also donating as well to administrators.
You're doing the COVID cut.
I've gone back and looked at my pictures from when I was in basic training. And my hairline's a little further back than it was back then.
And then there's Fort Worth's Larry O'Neill. Now, Larry O'Neill owns Classic Auto Detail off Rogers Road, not far from the Fort Worth Zoo. He also operates Fort Worth Memories Museum, a very cool place, and has a Facebook group dedicated to the city's history and all the warm and wonderful memories of those of us who grew up or lived there. And when Larry sees something that needs doing, well, Larry doesn't mess around.
I knew that people needed supplies, and so I said, our group is a loving and caring group, and let's see if we can put something together. I had no idea we could have 3 trailers full of water and 1,000 bags of paper towels and toilet paper.
And if you can't tell, the people who love Larry, they don't mess around either.
Pat Green's here. Come by and let him give you some water. Pat, say hello to everybody.
Now, as always, if you know of a great story we should tell here on More Life, shoot me an email and include video and photos if you can. My email address is jody@jodydean.com. Coming up, taking bold steps to do what's right, even when the cost is high, and 2.5 minutes that'll have you smiling through tears when More Life continues.